Hi guys, it's Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are going to do an athletic reformer with no props, but I am going to use some weights. I'm going to use two pair of weights. I'm going to have a light weight, and this is just a ball of Bengal. It's 2 pounds, and then I'm going to have one heavy weight, and this is 8 pounds. Totally optional. You can just use one weight through the whole thing, or no weights at all. And I'm calling it athletic reformer because this is going to be more contemporary. I would definitely say this is intermediate towards more advanced. If it's prenatal friendly, I am 22 weeks. And if you are pregnant and you are doing this with me, I definitely recommend that you are in that intermediate advanced in your practice with Pilates. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start on one blue spring. If you've taken my classes before, you know I'm a big fan of the lighter springs, more slow and controlled reps. It's just as effective as using a heavy spring. So one light spring, which is a blue spring for me. I'm going to grab my light weight for this, and we can just go ahead and put our foot bars down. And then we're going to come and lay onto our sides here, okay? So I'm going to be on my left side facing the camera, so you can mirror me or whichever works for you. We're going to grab the strap and then we're going to place it on our top foot. So for me, I'm on my left side, but this is my right leg that I'll be working. And then before you get started, make sure you really use the length of your reformer here. You're not too close up towards your shoulder blocks. Really bring your body, so you want that long, beautiful spine, and use the length of that reformer. And then I'm going to grab my weight. Like I said, this is just a ball of Bengal. You can have regular hand weight, whatever works for you. And this is my light 2-pound weight. Just hold it for a second and let's just get moving. We're just going to kick through our heel. So bend into chest, kick through heel. If this feels a little light for you, you can go heavier, but don't worry, we are definitely going to burn out this side. So slower and controlled moves, but if you want to go heavier and you're feeling strong, bless your heart and go ahead. So just kick through that hill. Challenging part here is keeping our leg up at hip level the entire time. Not going to drop it, okay? Now let's go ahead and add our arm. So let's stretch our arm up overhead, reach our foot out long, and then as we come in, we're going to close that gap between our smallest rib bone and our hip bone, getting into that oblique crunch and then out. So use your breath, inhale, exhale. Control this in the core. Keep pushing up through that left oblique, okay? Push up, don't sag into that left shoulder also. So a lot to focus on here, still keeping this leg up at hip level, and really think about finding that connection between that lowest rib bone and hip bone. Find that oblique crunch and lengthen through that spine. Good, just like so. Keep going, guys. Think about your posture here and your form. We're going to add on to this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Keep that leg long, arm overhead, and now we're going to go into a pendulum kick. So I'm going to sweep my leg forward, keeping up at hip height, and I'm going to reach my arm to meet at my ankle, and then pull back. Whew. So you're definitely going to feel this in the back of that leg, our glutes, outside of that thigh. So try to keep that leg up at hip level. Hand and ankle meet and pull back. Good job, guys. Let's go for 3, 2, and then last one, we're just going to combine the two. So we're going to go into that nice oblique crunch and out into that pendulum kick. I did this workout yesterday to prepare for today, and I'm definitely feeling it, so it's a good one. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one here, guys. And bring it on in. Whew. Go we're almost done here. You can put your weight down for here. I'm just really feeling it today. So take a quick second, rub it out, put your weight down. We're not done with this side, almost done. So we're gonna extend that leg, sweep it forward, point the toes down, keep tension in that strap, okay? And try to keep your reformer still here. And we're just gonna lower and lift. We're gonna hit those hip abductors. So we're hitting that outer thigh, outer glute, getting that nice little definition in that leg. Don't let that reformer move. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring it on in. Good. So now we can take that off and let's come on up. So I like to go kind of like around the world, so I like to just strictly go onto the other side. So let's give our leg a little bit of a break, and now let's come on up and do some arms. So now we're just gonna switch our body. So now we were laying the other way with our head facing towards the back of the reformer, and now we're going to lay with our head facing towards the front of the reformer. So if you can, you're gonna place your legs in between your shoulder blocks. And if you have a reformer where your shoulder blocks come off or go down, go ahead and do that. So now I'm gonna place the strap into my left arm. And now I'm onto my right forearm, pushing through that full shoulder. I'm not sagging into it. Hips are stacked, core is engaged, and I'm pulling up on this right oblique now. I'm gonna lift this left leg up so it's in line with my hip. And here I am just going to go into a nice shoulder press up and over. So keep that arm up at shoulder height, leg up at shoulder height, point those toes, reach the crown of that head long, nice strong core. Exhale as you pull up, inhale as you release. Good job, guys. Ooh. And if you want to add on to this, we can add to that nice like oblique crunch, excuse me, and then up. So we're just finding that closure between the lowest rib bone and hip bone. Get into those obliques, reach the crown of that head long. You got it. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, guys. From here, you can go ahead and just let that leg rest. So now you're going to see my hips are going to stay stacked. I'm just going to rotate my chest towards the floor, okay? So rotating it towards my springs here, but my hips are staying stacked, so I'm not rotating the hips. And from here, I'm just going to allow my arm to come out to a T and pull forward. So now my arm's up at shoulder level the entire time, and I'm just creating this like T to the forwards, bringing my hand forward. Okay, so really hitting the whole shoulder, getting into all 3 deltoids here. Good job, guys. That's why I said keep it on that blue spring. I'm sure you feel it now. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good. Hold that strap in your hand, and we're just going to come up, and now we're going to come up to a kneeling position facing the front of our reformer. Sorry, I'm starting to heat up, so hopefully you guys are too. So we're just going to come facing the front of our reformer, but just the one strap in our hand. So I still have it in my left hand. My right hand is free, but I'm going to grab my light weight. So we're going to do unilateral work, so just working one arm, but I'm still going to hold a weight in my other hand just to kind of counterbalance myself and also give that arm a still workout. So from here, you have options here depending where you are. You can sit down on your bottom, you can sit back onto your heels like me, or you can come up to a kneeling position. And if you're in a kneeling position and you're pregnant, please be careful here. Really strong core. You don't want to go face first. From here, we're just going to go into a nice hug a tree. So if you're on your knees, strong core here, tuck the tailbone. We're not arching that butt back. And we're just going to come in and out. So think of a nice round beach ball in front of you. You want your wrists slightly lower than your elbows. So if you're gonna pour water from your elbow to your wrist, it would just dribble down. You don't want them up like this. You want to make sure your arms stay in your peripheral vision. I'm not coming all the way back here. I'm starting here and bringing it in. Good. This gets heavy for you. Go ahead and lean back or sit back towards your heels. Also, obliques are working just as hard as our arms are here because you're using that one strap. So naturally, it's going to want to pull you. So you want to make sure you're keeping your hips nice and square to that wall in front of you. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're just going to come down and straight forward. So nice, just straight forward and back, bending the elbows in and extending them as you come forward. So we're getting into the chest, our pecs, also feeling those shoulders still working hard. Good job, guys. Use your breath. Nice strong core. Tuck that tailbone. Don't arch that butt. Let's go for 3, 2. Last one. Let's combine the 2. So open to hug a tree and then down into straight forward. Open to hug a tree and down to straight forward. Good. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one, and come on down. Good job, almost done here. We're just gonna go into a tricep. So I'm still gonna hold the weight in my hand, still strap in my left hand. I'm gonna come up and around. And from here, you want your elbows straight up to that ceiling, okay? And you're just bending that elbow joint as you move that carriage. Keep your elbows narrow towards your ears and feel this in the triceps, not the shoulders. So that's why you want to keep your elbows straight up and down and you're just bending them at that elbow joint. That's it. Arms are not moving. So feel the tricep work hard here. And I'm just doing the same thing with my opposite hand, holding that weight. Strong core, hinge forward just a tad, but not too much because we don't want to put this into the shoulders. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Good job, guys. So let's go ahead and just put that strap down for now, and we're going to put our light weight away. And we're going to switch our spring load. So I'm going to take my blue spring off and I'm going to put a heavy spring on. So I have one red spring and I'm going to bring my foot bar all the way up. Good. And now if you're using 2 weights like I am, so let's go ahead and grab that heavy weight now. So I have my heavy weight in hand. My head might be cut off just a tad, but that's okay. So I have my heavy weight, and I'm going to place my right foot up against my shoulder block, and my left leg is on the floor, and I'm going to hold the heavy weight in my left hand. So your weight should be in this hand that your foot's on the floor. Make sure your legs are in line here, okay? So when you have your leg up against the shoulder block, make sure your floor leg's in line. You're not way up here, okay? So you want to make sure they're just in line with each other. And then from here, slight bend in both knees. And we're just going to kick back with that right leg. Feeling the glute lift here. Engage that core, okay? Nice strong core. And in. So our working leg right now is our carriage leg, kicking this carriage back. And I have the heavy weight because I'm going to do a nice little bicep. So make sure you have a nice bend in your floor leg as well. You can hinge forward a little. Make sure our core muscles are engaged here, especially if you're pregnant. Hug your baby with your core muscles. And make sure you get full extension with that right working leg. feel the top of that glute lift. Lift, good. Adding the heavy weight will definitely bring our heart rate up, and we're getting into the nice biceps. So, good job, guys. Whew. Stay strong. Use your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here, guys. So now I'm going to keep my left leg extended, and now my working leg, sorry, my right leg extended. Now my working leg is my left leg. So I'm going to bend down, touch the floor with my weight, and extend through this leg and come into a high elbow row. So you're moving your carriage with your floor leg now. Your carriage leg is really just along for the ride. So really try to move it with this floor leg, adding the weight into a nice high elbow row. So you're just bending and extending our floor leg. Whew, I'm feeling these. So make sure you're using your floor leg as your working leg. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Switch your hand, and now we're just going to go into a nice little pulse with this right leg and hit some triceps. So both bend in the knees, and you're just kicking back with this right leg pretty fast, hitting those triceps. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Holy moly. Good job, guys. Let's go ahead and give that leg a little bit of a break. And let's grab a quick sip of water. Good. While our legs kind of rest here, let's hit some ab work, okay? So really quick. Now I'm going to go back to my light spring, okay? So 1 glute spring, and I'm taking that heavy spring off. We are going to do some plank work holding onto the bar. So I'm on a light spring. If you don't feel comfortable with that light spring, you don't feel strong in the core, go heavier, okay? So I'm just kind of giving you what I'm using, but if it's too much for you, always do what you're comfortable with, especially if you are pregnant. So 1 light spring, we're going to come on to our reformer, and we're going to have our feet towards the middle of our carriage, okay? And then about hip distance apart here, okay? So both hands onto your bar. Make sure you're pretty secure here and never lock our elbows. So slight bend in those elbows. And then when you're ready, put a slight bend into your knees. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. And we are going to push out into that plank. Good. So nice long spine here. So you see my hips aren't here and my hips aren't here. My head's in line with everything. So what we're going to do, we're going to bend our knees in. And as we bend our knees into our chest, we're going to lower our chest into that bar and then kick out. So we're just bending in. So knees and elbows both bend in. So we're getting that nice little push up into that plank. If this is too much for you, just hold that plank. Or don't come down to a push-up. You can just bring those knees in and out. But if you have it in you, try to add that nice little push-up. Super strong core here, guys. Lifting up, bringing it in towards our spine. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, push out and bring it in. Whew, good job. Just take a quick little breather here. You can push back, get that nice stretch on the back of the legs here. Whatever whatever you're comfortable with. And let's slowly come on down. Good. So now we're going to take this whole exercise that we just did on the other side. So my back might be towards facing you guys for a little bit, but we are going to do exact same thing that we did with me facing forward. So with that being said, let's go back to our blue spring. Well, you should already be on your blue spring, but if you went to a heavier spring for the plank series, go back to that light spring, grab your light weight, and let's come on to our right sides. Good, so I'm just gonna place my bar down again, just so I have more leg room. And I'm going to grab my strap, and I'm gonna place it onto my left leg now, and I am now on my right side, okay? And I'm gonna grab my light weight in my left hand. From here, we are just gonna find that oblique crunch. So low rib bone, reaching that hip bone, and kick through that heel. Good, so remember we're pushing through this right shoulder. We're not sagging into it, and our leg stays up at hip level the entire time. Keep our hips stacked. Reach the crown of that head long as we reach out. Think long spine here. And then bring everything in together. Use your breath. Don't drop that leg. Good job, guys. Keep going. Keep breathing. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Reach everything out. Now that pendulum kick. So my leg's gonna sweep forward. My hand's gonna reach at the ankle, and sweep back. So straight arm, straight leg. Keeping our arm, leg up still at hip level. I haven't dropped it. Use the back of that leg to really pull that strap back. Good. Let's go for 3, 2, last one. Let's combine the two. So oblique crunch and lengthen, pendulum kick and lengthen. Good job, guys. Stay strong. I'm feeling this, so hopefully you are too. Keep breathing. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Keep your leg long. Put your weight down. And now we're just going to sweep that leg in front of us so it's in line with that bottom leg. Point the toes down. Tension into that rope. And we're just going to lower and lift that leg. Burning it out and really hitting those hip abductors. Outer thigh, outer glute. Getting that nice little dent shape of that leg. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Good job, guys. Whew. Let's go ahead, and now we're going to switch directions. So we can keep that weight onto our reformer. We're just going to switch our head now. So now our head is going to be facing the front of our reformer, not the back of our reformer. Strap is switched now into my right hand. I'm going to lay on my reformer onto my left forearm. Hips are stacked. And then we're going to lift that right leg so it's in line with our hip. Arm comes up. And now we are just going to do an overhead press. And our shoulders and hips are still staying squared towards that front wall in front of us, okay? So we haven't rotated our chest towards our springs yet. We're keeping everything stacked. We're pressing through this left shoulder. Keep that right leg lifted, or that top leg, whatever side you're on. And just nice little shoulder presses over. Really strong here, guys. Keep that arm up at shoulder level. And when you're ready, let's add that nice oblique crunch and up. So same thing like the other side. You're just finding that little rib bone and hip bone and closing that gap. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Now let's rotate our shoulders towards the springs. Our hips still stay stacked. And now we're going to open our arm up to that T and bring it forward. So arm is just sweeping from T to front at hip, shoulder level. Sorry, guys. Good. Still pressing through this left arm. Don't sag into it. Really feel those deltoids and that chest working hard here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. Excellent job. Good. So we're coming on up, guys, and now we are going to go into some more arm work. And whatever you guys were doing on the other side, if you were kneeling or sitting onto your heels or sitting onto your bottoms, do the same as you did on the other side. So I'm going to keep the strap in my right hand only, but I'm still going to use my light weight in my opposite hand here, okay? So I was kneeling, so I'm going to come up. Nice strong core here. I'm not arching it out. Do not dome your tummy, especially if you're pregnant. So pull it in. Close that rib cage. Tuck the tailbone. We're not arching that butt back. From here, arms come out to a T, and we're going right into hug a tree. So obliques are on here too. So we're not rotating to that right side. We are staying forward, okay? So make sure obliques are working just as hard as our chest and our pecs and our front deltoids here. Good. Nice beach ball, remember? And we're not coming all the way back here. We're stopping in our peripheral vision, and the wrists are slightly below our elbows. Good. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring our arms down and straight forward. So we're nice bending in, keeping the arms very close towards our rib cage, and just gliding them up and down. Good. A few more of these, and then we're going to combine the 2 and 3. 2 and 1. Open up to hug a tree and back down, elbows down. Good job, guys. Stay strong. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Whew, definitely feel that on my right side. Good job, guys. Almost done. For this last one, you can sit back towards your heels, and we're just going to hit those triceps. So weight in hand still, rope or strap in our right hand. We're coming up and around. Remember, elbows are not out like this. They're narrow towards our ears, and our elbows are straight up and down. And we're just bending our elbows at that elbow joint, hitting those triceps. Don't feel this in the shoulders. Reach the crown of the head long. Nice long spine here. We're not hunched over. You can hinge forward just a tad if you need that. But remember, elbows are narrow, and we're just bending them straight down and up. Good job, guys. Keep breathing. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and one, come on down. Whew, let's just take a nice little chest opener here. And good. So go ahead and put your strap away. We're gonna switch our weight and our spring. So I'm gonna put my light weight away. We are done with that. I'm gonna move back to a one heavy spring, and I'm gonna take my light spring off. So one heavy spring only, and then I'm gonna grab my heavy weight. So like I said, my heavy weight is 8 pounds. You can go lighter, you can go heavier, whatever you're comfortable with. And then we're gonna place on my left, now my left leg is up against the shoulder block, and my right foot is onto the floor. Remember here, legs are in line before we get started, and your weight is in the same hand that your floor leg is on, okay? And our working leg for the first part is our carriage leg. So we're gonna extend it out and in. Keep a slight bend in your right or your floor leg, standing leg, and make sure you get full extension and really feel the top of your glute lift here, okay? Engage that core, and now let's add that bicep curl and in. Good job, guys. So the important part here is getting full extension with this moving leg and keeping a slight bend in that floor leg, but our working leg is our carriage leg right now. Nice strong core. Good. Stay strong. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now we're going to switch our working leg. Our working leg is our floor leg now. So our carriage leg is just along for the ride. So we're going to bend our floor leg, bringing our weight towards our ankle, all the way to the floor, and then extend the floor leg, bringing our arm into a high elbow row. So you're just bending and extending your floor knee or leg. Good, so you really feel this in the glutes to move that carriage. Try not to push back with your carriage leg. Let your floor leg do the work. Good. Definitely using the weight brings our heart rate up, so nice little cardio boost here too. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Oh yeah, last one here. So extend that leg, sorry. Both knees are bent a little, and we're just gonna do that nice kick back with the carriage leg again, and add that tricep. So pulses with the carriage leg and tricep extension with your right arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring it on and whoo! Good job, guys. Go ahead and put that weight down. And we're just going to do that plank series one more time, okay? And we are done, I promise. So let's switch back to that glute spring. So if you were comfortable doing that plank series that we did before with that lighter weight, go back to it. If it was too much, stay on that heavy spring. Bring your foot back up. Come on up. Carefully, especially if you're on that light spring, walk your feet about towards the middle of your carriage. And hip distance apart here. Both hands onto your foot bar. Shoulders are over your wrist here, okay? Slight bend in the elbow. When you're ready, you're gonna push back. Nice strong core lifting up, reaching the crown of the head long. So you see how my head and my spine just came into a nice long line. And then we're gonna bend the knees in and bend the elbows and out. So push up with a nice plank, bending the knees. Good job, guys. Strong core here. If the push-up was too much for you, just hold that plank, or you can just saw it in and out, or just bend the knees in and out. Drop the push-up. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here, guys. Just hold that plank nice and strong. You got it. Good. Bring that core in closer to your spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on in and just take a nice little child pose. And slowly come on up. Whew. All right, guys, if you want to go ahead and stretch, be my guys, feet in strapped, Little Mermaid to end this would be great. I just want to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter. So if you like these shorter videos rather than my full like 50-60 minute workouts, let me know. I can make them short like this going forward, or I can just still kind of do both. Let me know if you like them shorter or if you like those full length videos. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or requests, don't hesitate to write it in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said, this was an intermediate, more advanced workout, especially if you are pregnant like me. I am 22 weeks, I am in my second trimester, I am feeling good. I'm pretty comfortable and confident on my reformer to do all that work. So you definitely want to make sure you feel the same. If you are newer to Pilates, try to take my other prenatal classes. They're a little bit less work, no weights. So, all right guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend and I will see you later. Bye-bye.